Hi guys, today I'm going to do the first of my Ask Khila series. A while ago I did a video and asked you to ask me questions, and I was going to do kind of a whole week of answer videos in sections, kind of categories. Then I realised that might be a week worth of videos that a lot of you might not want to watch. So I'm either going to make this a weekly series or a monthly series, dependent on how popular it is and what you guys say in the comments of this video. Do you want me to do this kind of once a week on a certain day, or do you want me to do this once a month like I do my favourites, empties, etc.? Let me know. I've got plenty of questions, but if you do have any more, again, leave them in the comments. Also, just to get it out of the way, because I'm going to forget at the end of the video, because I always say I'll say things like this and I forget. Yes, I've done my hair slightly different. I put that temporary, I forget what the name of the colour is, Directions I think it's called, the dye that I bought from Extras, which is a store in the UK. I had a really hot pink, and that's what I put in my hair a little while ago. So what I did was water it down with conditioner. I kind of diluted it to maybe 1 part dye to 3 or even 4 parts conditioner, and put it all through the ends of my hair. And I also put little streaks underneath of near enough full strength dye. So I really like it, but I just thought I'd mention it quickly. It is just temporary. It's just because I was getting a little bit bored. I still don't want to do my roots, which are getting pretty bad, because I want to see if I can kind of try and grow it out a little bit, and then just have them blended a little bit with some a few highlights. But I wanted to mention it because I think people will ask, and what I have on my lips is a Maybelline Colour Sensation in, what is it called? Mystic Mauve. It's colour 250, shade 250 is what I have on my lips today. I have various Naked Palette eyeshadows on, Peaches by MAC blush, and on my nails I have Essie Pansy. So that is that out of the way, because I always get questions and I never remember to put it in the down bar, but I will try, I will try from now on. So on to the question and answer portion of the video. I have lots and lots of questions. I'm going to try and get through the frequently asked questions first of all, most asked questions. Someone did request that I mention the name of the person that asked the question, but these have been so asked that it's difficult to say, because there would be probably like 10 plus names that I'd be saying this person said this person said this. So if it's kind of a completely unique question, I will mention who actually asked it. Otherwise, there were lots of you. So let's get started. My number one question has to be how I organise my time, how I fit everything in, because I work 28 hours a week, which is part-time, but it's 4 full days a week. Obviously we have 2 children, and I upload 3 videos a week and potentially 14 blog posts. And then obviously vlogging on a second channel as and when. This month I'm actually vlogging every single day of February, which is lots of fun. I really like vlogging every single day because it's kind of like catching up with a friend. Like, I know that I told you what happened yesterday, and so today I'm like, oh my god, like I might only had a 4-minute video yesterday, and then the next day something really big happens and I don't have to kind of fill you in on all the information of the previous week. It's, I don't know, it's not something that I thought I would enjoy, and it can be very intrusive because obviously I film a lot of my daily life and my actual personal life. And it's one thing for someone to look at a video like this and say, oh, you're ugly, I hate your hair, I hate your lipstick, I whatever, which you get comments like that, fine. It's one thing for someone to comment like that, then it's another thing for someone to comment that you're raising your children badly. So that is difficult, but that's a more fun aspect of YouTube and things, I think, the actual vlogging, because it's just fun. It does take a little while to upload and edit at the end of the day, but there's no kind of planning into it. If I want to vlog, I do. If I don't want to vlog, you know, I only talk to you guys when I want to talk to you. It's relaxed and it's fun for me. So that I don't even consider to be part of my routine. I just do it. The rest of it, I have a Monday off and I work Tuesday to Friday. I try to get everything in on a Monday. Recently, the videos have been kind of sporadic. I'll just film them as and when. Right now I'm filming and it's a Sunday morning. Because we haven't had our normal routine for about 3 weeks because we've had some time off. We had our anniversary, then it was my birthday, and I haven't had a Monday, and then obviously previously it was Christmas. It's not really completely got back into the swing of things since Christmas, because when I have time off with Lee, then I don't have my Monday set aside for my blogging stuff, so I have to fit it in other times. So that's not what I like to do. I like to get everything done on a Monday. I will obviously spend time with Milo, but all the time that he's napping, all the time that he's kind of playing or whatever, I am completely glued to my computer, editing, blogging, etc. But I have been trying to film my videos on the weekend to edit on a Monday because it's been getting really difficult to fit in the filming part and then fitting the editing part while actually spending time with him. There were some days where I just had no time whatsoever. So that's what I try to do, to get everything crammed into that one day. And then Lee also goes out on a Monday night to Muay Thai, whatever it might be called. That's terrible of me. But he goes fighting. It's kind of like kickboxing, but it's martial arts as well. Yeah, he does that on a Monday night, so then when the baby's gone to bed and Lee's gone out, I've got complete solitude to finish off whatever I was doing that day. So yeah, basically Monday is my blogging and YouTube day, but it does work its way into the rest of the week as well. The main reason that I can fit everything in is because Lee's not the kind of guy that just kind of sits around and does nothing. He does a lot around the house. He does a lot of housework. He really helps out with the children, and I do the majority of the cooking, and I've got this whole extra thing that I'm doing at night time and on weekends and on my days off. So for the most part, Lee is the biggest part of why I can fit everything in. But I must admit, when people say they haven't got time to do things, I think, well, if you kind of write down all the time that I've got, I shouldn't have time to do things either. But the main reason that I have is that I'm not sitting in front of the TV for hours and hours and not doing anything. I'm doing this instead of what I might be doing to kind of relax. I used to play Sims a lot. I used to sit and play the computer games just for hours and hours. I could play for days, just lose days. And now I can't play it so much because I play and then I think, oh, I should be doing something else, and I just feel like there's something else I should be doing with my time. So that's kind of taken over from that. So I could be just sitting and watching TV, but I never do that. I'm at my computer table sitting and watching TV whilst I'm vlogging, whilst I'm editing, whilst I'm doing whatever else. And I don't have an awful lot of time where I do nothing. I'm always doing something to do with my blog whilst I'm doing something else. So when people say they've got no time, I don't know why they've got no time. Because if I've got time, anyone's got time. Especially people that do this kind of full time. Because I also go out to work 4 days. If I had those 4 days, I could be putting a video up every single day of the week. Easily with no difficulty whatsoever. So I understand why people ask where I get the time from, but at the same time, I wonder why people haven't got time. So I hope that answers the question, because so many people have asked. It must be my most asked question, how I organise things, how I fit everything in. People think that I'm some kind of super person. I'm really not. It's what I like to do. It's my hobby, and so it's what I spend all of my free time doing. But it doesn't feel like work. Blogging feels more like work because you have to actually concentrate and think. Right now I'm just talking and rambling, and I could be talking to anybody. I'm not planning this. I didn't sit down and think, what am I going to say to answer these questions? But blogging, it takes more time. I need some quiet and I need some concentration. But gosh, YouTube is the easiest thing in the world. Editing I love. I find that so fun. And so I guess that's the most important thing. If you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work, and that's why I do it so much and so often, and that's I suppose why I make time, because I really enjoy it. Another question I get asked a lot is if I have any tips or advice for people starting out on YouTube. That's difficult because I think everybody's different, but to kind of go back to what I was just saying, I think if you are starting out like completely brand new on YouTube, making your first videos, just make loads of videos. Don't make, you know, they've got to be alright, but don't just kind of make them meaningless videos, but just make lots of videos. If you've got a Saturday, you could make so many videos in one day. If you just, I mean, I'm thinking about kind of students or you know, teenagers. It's the majority of, let's face it, I'm older for YouTube these days, but people that are kind of living at home, don't necessarily have any responsibilities, that could actually set aside a whole day to make videos. You could make so many videos. You need to be having a regular upload of content. You need to be putting out the content there for people to find you. That is the biggest thing. So many people that say, oh, can you check out my YouTube channel? Or can you give me some advice? Or blah, 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 blah. I look at their channel and there's like 2 videos. That's why nobody's finding you on YouTube. I started making videos in the April of 2010. And I think, I didn't really understand about the partnership program initially. But it was pretty quickly that I was made partner, because I think, I can't remember how I found out about it, but you had to ask to be made a partner. and I think it was September. Yeah, between the April, I think it was the September that I was made partner, and in that time I'd made 100 videos. Now, at the time, the reason that I started YouTube in the first place was because I didn't have a job. So between April and I think July, I was out of work. I had all the time in the world. Ella was going to school. It wasn't, in fact, that's not true at all. Ella wasn't going to school, but I only had a half the time because I split custody with her dad. So I had, say, 2 or 3 days a week where I was just me at home, completely nothing to do. I could do whatever I wanted. And there are people out there that are trying to make it on YouTube and they're just not putting out the content. And that is my #1 piece of advice, because I can't make you likeable to someone. I don't understand why people look at one person and want to subscribe to them and look at another person and don't want to subscribe. I know what makes me feel like that, but that is such a personal thing. One person will love you and hate me, and vice versa. I can't say change your personality to this, because it doesn't work like that. Completely be yourself. And because I can't advise you what people like, because I have no idea, then I would just take it out the content, because the more content that is out there, the more chances people are going to find you. My 2 top viewed videos are a Barbie makeup tutorial that I did about 2 years ago that is terrible. I mean, the end result was actually pretty good, but the actual video, there was no zooming and there was no editing because I didn't have a decent camera. I couldn't even see myself in the screen. The back of the camera was all cracked. It was the worst thing ever. So quality-wise, it was a terrible video, and it's one of my most viewed videos because it just happens to be that people search for that. My #1 most viewed video is my tattoos video, when I spoke about the tattoos that I have, and that has had so many views, it's ridiculous. And I had no idea that those videos were going to be so popular when I made them, but that just goes to show you need to make as much content and as varied content as possible to reach as many people as you possibly can. So that is my #1 piece of advice if you're starting out on YouTube. You don't need big cameras, you don't need... I started out filming on my terrible webcam, really terrible quality, and I got like 100 subscribers just filming like that. So just put it out there, be yourself, be happy. Nobody wants to see someone that's completely miserable, and yeah, that's my only advice. It's really difficult because I get asked so often, but that is it. Just put things out there. You're wondering why nobody's reading your blog. It's because you're blogging once a month. This is it, in my opinion. My 3rd most asked question has to be, will Lee and I have any more children? And I think only time will tell. When we had Milo, I said, no, that's it, no more. It was a really difficult recovery period and I didn't want to go through that again. And then as time goes on, you kind of think, it's so sad to think that I'm only 27 and I'll never have another baby. And it's the main part for me is the birth, because I had 2 C-sections, and once you've had 2 C-sections, then it's not a good idea to have a natural birth, because you could bust open the weakened part of your stomach that has the scar. It makes me very nervous to think about doing that again. And then obviously the stress of it all. We had these results come back with Milo that were completely, it was like a test for Down syndrome, and they tell you the chance, like 1 in whatever chance, or like however many. And the chance that we got back, the results that we got back were really high as far as we were concerned, but because they were technically low risk, they wouldn't do any more tests. And that stressed me out for about 6 months of my pregnancy, because I was being told that like a person of my age should be having kind of a 1 in 5,000 chance, and we got something like 1 in 400. It was so scary. And then they're finally born, and then you think, well, what if something's wrong with them? And it's such a stressful thing to have a child, that I'm not sure whether or not we will do it again. We can't say never, you know, you just don't know. That I flip yay and nay all the time. I'm like, yes, I definitely want another baby, and then I'm like, oh, no, I don't know. But that's mainly it. I mean, you know, they cry and they're annoying at times, but Milo's been such a good baby. He cried actually for about an hour last night, and midnight. It was a nightmare. But even whilst he's crying, I'm thinking, I could still have another baby. That doesn't put me off at all, the actual difficulty of raising them. It's the pregnancy, it's getting to them to the stage where you know that they're all right. That's the stress. So, yeah. It sounds like Milo's playing a tune in his cot. I think he wants to get out of bed. But yeah, that's my answer. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say definitely not, but maybe not. You never know. Last question. How did you and Lee meet? Again, one I get asked a lot. I think in the next video it's going to be kind of more questions with shorter answers, but these, because they've been so highly asked, I thought I'd kind of get them out of the way, and then we can move on to the kind of more fun, random questions. Lee and I met at work. We actually worked in the same department for 7 years and never met. It was really bizarre. And controversially, we were both married when we met, and now we are married to each other. There was no infidelity, but I think there was what I considered to be emotional infidelity, because I fell in love with Lee when I was married to somebody else, just from being around him and being his friend. So yeah, it's a controversial topic, but there's no point in, you know, I've spoken about it before, there's absolutely no point in me saying, oh, well, you know, it was perfect and it was this and it was that. It wasn't perfect at all. It was a very difficult time, but I couldn't be happier with the decision that we made, and I can't imagine that this won't last forever. So yeah, we met at work. But I thought I'd mention that because I know there's lots of people that have been watching me for a long time that know the whole story, lots of people that are new subscribers, and this has been talked about online about me. Which is one of those strange things. When I first started and I realised that people got these kind of hate comments, I thought, well, I'm just going to be as completely open and upfront about everything, because then there's nothing to speculate about. Like, they can judge me on what I've said about myself, but then there's you know, I've told everybody everything, and then nobody can kind of make these forums about me and say, well, maybe there's this and maybe there's that. I was completely wrong. My camera died. So anyway, yes, I was completely wrong, and the more you tell people, the more they speculate about you, which is funny, because if I was going to lie about anything, wouldn't I lie about the reason that, you know, the way that Lee and I met? It's such a strange thing. It's nothing to be proud of, but the fact that I've been completely open and honest about it, I thought that there would be no room for speculation, but there was. But regardless, that's what happened. We met at work. It's such a strange thing that we were in the same department for all that time and never met. And then we both met when we were in a very strange part of our lives. And I'm very, very lucky to have him. But that's all of my question answers for today. If you have any more questions, then please leave them below. And let me know how you would like this in the future, how kind of the format you would like it to be, how often you'd like me to upload these videos, and I will see what I can do to accommodate your requests, maybe even kind of fortnightly. Anyway, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I can answer all of the questions over the next kind of couple of months. Bye!